Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Apostle Tar was telling us that we should understand and go through. So Luke chapter 12, I think it was Matthew or Mark 24, and some maybe Mark 7, Matthew 24, Luke chapter 12. I might have got that confused, but anyway, I'm on Luke chapter 12 now. In the meantime, when they were gathered together, a numerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trode one upon another, he began to say this unto his disciples first of all. Beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. So at the moment we're seeing the frauds and around the Crown Vic, the jump shot and fade away are being revealed. As of a lot, things are unraveling, especially with the conflict in the Ukraine. We're seeing a lot of the old alliances are shattering, and with that are coming. Some secrets are being spilled out of spite sometimes, but sometimes out of necessity. So, official documents are being leaked, all this sort of stuff. Affiliations with certain societies are being revealed as well. So we've seen everything that's coming up. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in the closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him that hath killed, which after he hath killed hath power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings? And not one of them is forgotten before God. But even the very hairs on your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, ye are more valuable than many sparrows. So that's basically saying that there are people that when we come into these times, there are going to be people that will kill. For the gospel. What's that? Oh God. If you're defending your faith and you're defending the gospel, there will be people that might threaten your life, and a lot of people that have come through the Crown Vic and have had to think seriously about the impacts of some of their decisions that might have on their livelihood, if not their life themselves. But what Yahweh and Yahushua is saying to us really is that fear those that can end your life, bring you back, and then put you back in the grave again for round 2. As will happen for a lot of the Edomites after the kingdom. They're gonna go around on the carousel, the pain carousel. Since they've been riding all sorts of carousels, the money carousel, the cock carousel. But next for Edomites is the pain carousel. So fear them that can kill, bring you back, and kill again. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him not which hath, after he hath killed, hath the power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings? So it's like, even though you get these tiny little birds, they still cost money. you know, and not one of them is forgotten before God, but even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore ye. So basically, if someone kills you, or someone takes your life or threatens your life, know that there's someone keeping account, and they will have to pay, even the very hairs of your head. You know, especially if, you know, this is Yahushua bringing his disciples. So this is where that doctrine, and I spoke about it before, the doctrine of turning the other cheek comes from, because when you're defending the gospel and someone comes against you and takes from you, then, wow, they are in a lot of trouble. You know, they're going to have to pay, you know, double and a half, according to old Levitical law. But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, ye have more value than many sparrows. And I say unto you, whosoever shall confess me before men, him shall the Son of Man also confess before the angels of God. But he that denieth me before men shall be denied before the angels of God. And whosoever shall speak a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him. But unto him that blasphemeth against the Holy Ghost shall not be forgiven. And when they bring you unto the synagogues and unto the magistrates and the powers, take ye no thought of what thing ye shall answer, what ye shall say. For the Holy Ghost shall teach you in the same hour what you ought to say. So you don't have to rehearse and stuff. You know what I mean? Just stay in the Spirit, man. Stay in the Spirit. You know, it's about trusting and letting go. And I've had a few things that I've had to let go of recently that have been very difficult. But we'll get there, you know, through faith. And one of the company said unto him, Master, speak to my brother that he divided inheritance with me. And he said unto him, Man, who made me a judge or a divider over you? And he said unto them, Take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not of the abundance of things which he possesseth. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully, and he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits? And he said, This I will do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And this is interesting. And I will say unto my soul, Soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So he that layeth up treasure for himself, and is not rich towards God, so is he that layeth treasure for himself, and is not rich towards God. And he said, and so that basically means you can be laying up all these things for yourself so that you can take rest. But when you take the hand off the plow, Yahweh might just dial your number and say, that's it. Do you know what I mean? And after all that work and toil for you that you've laid up for yourself so that you can enjoy, it will come to naught. You know, it's better to put yourself continually in the service of God. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, neither for the body what ye shall put on. The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and God feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? And which of you which with taken thought can add to stature 1 cubit? If ye then be not able to do that thing which is least, why take ye thought for the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. If God so clothe the grass, which is today in the field, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And seek not ye what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, neither be ye doubtful of mind, for all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things. But rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that ye have, and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approacheth. So it's like the bag, right? So the bag that you're looking for is the kind of a bag that doesn't get old or it doesn't rust. It's a spiritual bag. It's the work. It's the righteousness. It's raiment of righteousness through good works, faith, grace, prayer, fasting. Bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens, and sort of obedience to the scriptures, laws and statutes, commandments, following of the feast days. Provide yourself bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approaches, neither moth corrupteth. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning. Let's say your loins, you're girded about. So back in the day, they used to wear these kind of. It's a little bit like like the Indian, like traditional Indian cloth. They have these long robes, but then when they're about to get busy, like if they're going to do some work in the field and they're going to get mucky, they'll hoik up their loincloth and make them into kind of like a sumo wrestling kind of sort of diaper sort of style. You know what I mean? Because then they're going to get busy. So having your loins girded means being ready. Getting yourself into a position of readiness to get to work, to put your hat, the shoulder to the plow, to defend the gospel, or to use the shield of faith. It kind of goes back to Ephesians 6 and 12, right? The armor of God. Here, so just being ready, loins girded about, and your lights burning. That goes back to the candle, the virgins and the candle, right? The parable of the virgins and candle. Just being ready, being ready for when it goes down, or always being ready to defend the gospel, always being ready to spread the word, always being ready to answer questions, with your study and stuff. Always being ready to, resist temptation, to do the thing that is right, to fast, keeping an eye on the times, blow the trumpet, all these sort of things. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning, and ye yourself like unto men that wait for the Lord when he return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, that ye may open unto him immediately. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he comes, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. And if he shall come in the second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants. So yeah, you might find that, the third watch, it's like the third watch being the third year or the third season. It's not necessarily as soon as you get into this truth, the Lord comes. It could be the case that you get into this truth and you're getting senior and you get becoming an elder, or you're starting to do other things and trying to, help out here and there. And the Lord could come at any time. Excuse me. But when he does come, he wants, you're blessed if he finds you on watch. You're on your point. You're on your game. "39. And this know, that if the good man of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched. He would have watched and not have suffered the house to be broken through. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not." Then Peter said unto him, "Lord, speakest thou this parable unto us, or even to all. And the Lord said, who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth. So Peter's asking, are you speaking unto all the disciples, just the disciples? Because at the start it says he was talking to the disciples, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, gone past it, 12. In so much he tried, and he began to say unto his disciples first of all. So he was talking to the disciples. But then Peter's like, after this parable about, like, the watch taken, like being caught out on the watch, or when the Lord comes back. And Peter said, are you speaking unto us, the disciples, or even unto all? And all here is pass. All. I can't see the Greek, man. Where's the Strong's Greek? Let's see. Pass. And the Lord said, see, I was hoping to see cosmos of oikoumene, hopefully, but that's usually the world, right? So I'm not sure which all this is, but I'm assuming he means the all Israelites, because obviously he ain't talking to heathens, right? We've gone through this. And the Lord said, who then is faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Blessed is this servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he hath. And if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and the maidens, and eat and drink, and to be drunken, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not, and did commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with a few stripes. So it's worse if you know, and you think, oh yeah, he's not coming, and you turn your back on the plough. You're gonna get you're gonna get a lot of lashes. But if you didn't know, then you won't get as many lashes. But he that knew not, and did not commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with a few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him much shall be required. And to whom men have committed much, of them they will ask the more. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? So basically he's saying, the Lord is coming to deal with the heathen, and if you're and burn up all the badness, and how much more? So he's coming ready to set a fire. And what if, how much more would the fire be if there's already kind of, you're building up stuff to burn, like, and by that I mean turning your back on the plough. But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straight until it be accomplished? And let's see this word baptism, baptisma, and baptism. Let's see if any more. Can't see any more. And how am I straitened till it be accomplished? Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather division. For henceforth there shall be 5 in one house, divided 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. And this is like Jacob's trouble when it talks about brother shall go be against brother. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And he said also to the people, when ye see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there cometh a shower, and so it is. So he's basically saying, when you look into the sky and you try and figure out whether there's going to be rain or not, what the weather is going to be like by the signs that you see in the sky, yeah. And when you see the south wind blow, you say there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. Ye hypocrites, ye that concern the face of the sky and the earth, but how is it that you do not discern this time? So you're not watching for the signs of the times. You're not watching seeing the sea hip. You're not watching to see the wars. You're not watching to see the trials and tribulations of Gog and Magog. You're not watching to see the tribulations, the shakings of the earth, and the hurricanes and the earthquakes. You're not watching to see the financial collapse. You're not watching to see the fracturing of the house of Esau. You're not watching to see the false prophets. All these sort of things that are coming to pass, the floods, the degeneracy, desolation of the temple, the fall of Esau, the threat of thermonuclear war. All these things are not being watched. Ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky and the earth, but how is it that you do not discern this time? Yea, and why even of yourself judge ye not what is right? When thou goest with thine adversary to the magistrate, as thou art in the way, give diligence that thou mayst be delivered from him, lest he hale thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and the officer cast thee into prison. I tell thee, thou shalt not depart thence till thou hast paid the very last mite. And so that's the literal. This last bit, the literal thing about the literal interpretation is going in front of the judge, but the spiritual interpretation is being brought towards being brought in front of the judge Yahweh Shai. To give diligence that they may be delivered from him. You have to bring forth all your all your shekels, all the talents that you've been given, and that you may be delivered. You have to show forth. When the judge calls you to the court, you have to bring forth your paperwork. You need to bring forth your receipts, right? So that you don't get thrown into prison, right? So similarly, when Yahweh Shai comes back, you can't be found wanting. You got to have all of your receipts. You got to be like, I've studied. It says study or show diligence. What is it? Oh my God, that they study to show that you may be approved. That's really bad butchering of the law of the scriptures. Study to show that I have to find this because it's going to bug me now. What's that? It's the 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So when Yahweh Shai comes, the ultimate